Hello, everyone. I'm Victor Calisi. I'm Commissioner for People with Disabilities at the Mayor Office here in New York. Welcome, everyone, to the first Disability Unite Festival. We are so excited. We have an amazing program of music, dance, art, talking, gaming, and more. I would like to thank all the people that worked to make the festival happen. The people from New York City Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, the Disability Community Consortium Project, and Access for All. Together with many other partners, we organize a great celebration, and we are doing it in a difficult time. This is a difficult time for our country. It is a time of change, a time of challenge and sadness. But I see people who are trying to make it better. When we work together, we are stronger and we can succeed. This festival is celebrating 30 years of the American with Disabilities Act, the ADA. This important law says what we all know. The ADA says all people are equal and all people must have equal access and opportunities. We are also celebrating 50 years of the organization Disabled in Action, DIA. DIA is an organization for civil rights that started here in New York. Today, we thank the leaders of DIA. These leaders organized many types of protests. They did all that for us to have the accessibility that we have today. We also want to thank our friends in communities of color and LGBTQ community. We thank them because communities that fight for equal rights make each other stronger. The disability rights movement is stronger because of these communities. That is why we thank them and we support them. Since the ADA became a law, there are many changes. We are making a great progress in disability rights in many different areas of life. We are celebrating now, but we also know that there's still a lot of work to be done. The Disability Unite Festival is the time and place to celebrate our community. We celebrate who we are, we celebrate how special and amazing we all are. But at the same time, the festival is also a good opportunity to keep working to make sure that we are all equal. We are now in many different places, but we are still a community. The community is in us. We can see we are part of the same community in the way that we speak, we act, we love, the way that we talk for ourselves, for our friends, for our family and neighbors. As a community, we are even stronger than we think. Together, we change things. We now have many more rights for people with disabilities, but we will continue to fight until every person in this country is included in the community. Every person has the same access. Now enjoy the festival, and next year, I hope to see you all here in New York City. Happy Disability Pride Month. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Disability Unite Festival, the best example of everything about us with us. The Disability Unite Festival started as a project of the Disability Community Consortium Project Access for All and the New York City Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. It started to celebrate 30 years of the American with Disabilities Act. Project Access for All is made of many different people and many organizations, and we all came together to do this. This is a festival for our community, and we are the ones who did it. Of course, we could not do it without the leadership of Victor Calisi, New York City's commissioner. He had a great team. They're helping everybody now with coronavirus pandemic. And we had a call with Jonathan Novick every week. So we had very good communication. And so we, the disability community, we are getting to know each other even better, and we are working together. We can also see how Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities all over the country are working together. Cities are helping each other in these difficult times. This is the good thing about this crisis. We see our community growing, and we are working together with disability groups from many states and even from other countries. Now, it is 30 years for the ADA, but it is also 50 years for Disabled in Action, DIA. it is a big honor for us to have the president of DIA, Jean Ryan, here with us today to open the festival. Disabled in Action is a civil rights organization. DIA works very hard to make sure people with disabilities, people with all disabilities, have equal rights. So they have full equality. Jean, would you like to talk to us? Thank you. We had 50 years of many meetings, many emails. We had fights in court and on the street, and some of us even sat in jail. Matt, you talked about the role of Commissioner Khaleesi in our community. I want to talk about his being on the Metropolitan Transit Authority Board, the MTI, and make decisions about transportation. Commissioner Khaleesi has the ability to do this very important job, and we all support him. From now on, it is important that we always have a seat at the table so people listen to us. And we need to make sure we have good leaders, people that can do things like Commissioner Khaleesi, to make sure that they have the correct positions. I'm excited about Disability Unite for DIA to have the support of thousands of disabled people and non-disabled friends of disabled people gives us power. I agree with you, Jean. Together, we have the power to make the change we need. Now, we hope everyone has a great time in the Disability Unite Festival. We hope that you will join us in fun, friendship, and doing, and help make our community a place of equality and access for all, including people with disabilities.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. 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 Hi, welcome to Disability Night 2020, a celebration of community, because together, we're stronger. We've got a great show for you today. Coming up, Galen Lee, Evan Ruggiero, Josh Blue, the Blind Boys of Alabama, Lachi, John Bramblett, Andrea Denzel, Andy Arias, Ryan Niemiller, Wheelchair Sports Camp, The Rolettes, Ali Stroker, and I'm your host, Corey Hill. So stick around and enjoy the show.
There's a place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you only say the word,
From across the silence,
your
your
voice is
voice
heard. You are not alone.
You are not alone. You are not
someone to carry you. When you're broken on the ground, you will be found.
So if the sun comes streaming in,
Cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again.
if you only look around, you will be found.
Even when the dark comes crashing through,
When you need someone to carry you,
you will be found. You will be found.
You will be found. Hi, welcome to Disability Night 2020. Today, as we gather and unite our community to celebrate disability awareness, we also celebrate the 30th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act. We have a great lineup of talented performers for you today with something for everyone that we hope you will enjoy from the safety of your home. We're here today to perform for you, but here at Disability Night, we want to see you. So, if you see something you'd like or relate to today while you're watching the show, we want you to record yourself performing and post it online with the hashtag DisabilityUnite so we can see you and all your amazing performances. So, now let's continue on with our celebration of community, and remember, we are stronger together.
Hi, I'm Jeff Tweedy from the Wilco Band. I'm here to introduce Galen Lee. I met Galen a few years ago at a festival in Montana. Galen is a special person because when you meet her, you feel like you've known her for a long time. You feel like you're friends, even family. Galen started the show for the Wilco Band performances. She won an award for her music. After she won, she did a music tour with her husband. She performed in many states and even in other countries. Now she has a show every Sunday on YouTube. She has lots of energy and just wants to make the world better. I love her so much and I can't wait for you to see her perform.
push it up through the dirt just like a seed, but you're never quite a flower. You feel more just like a weed, driving through. You wanna know where you are going, but the windshield's always dirty, and you never get to see what makes you think that you'll ever get there. What makes you think you deserve to know? Who are you really? Are you so important? Take a look around and watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Need advice, need advice. You have no clue what you're doing. Moral compass it is spinning, an identity unhinged. Where to turn, where to turn? There's so many opinions, and they're all a little different, and the outlook's getting dim. What makes you think that you'll ever get there? What makes you think you deserve to know? Who are you really? Are you so important? Take a look around and watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Watch the world unfold. Pushing up through the dirt just like a seed, but you're never quite a flower. You feel more just like a weed. Thanks so much for having me for Disability Unite. My name is Galen Lee, and it's an honor to be involved in this awesome program and this amazing lineup. I am very excited that this is the 30th anniversary of the ADA, and that it has done so much to positively change the lives of people with disabilities. But obviously, we have a long way to go. And so the next song that I'm going to sing is a song that I wrote called I Wait. And it's about the disability rights movement in America. And it kind of voices that frustration of when you're fighting for change, the change hasn't come yet. And so, how do you keep from losing hope or from getting too burned out? And that is what this song is about. And hopefully, it will resonate with you. Can you see me way in the back here? I've been waiting in line. It's been a long time, can't get no service. Still I am hoping for a sign that one day things will change and we can finally take our place. That history won't forget or try to minimize our pain, and so I wait. And so I wait. Did you know that when I get angry, I breathe fire? I could burn this place down. You may not realize all of the small ways I am not welcome, but just take a look around. Still, everybody knows that you need a place to go. And living isn't easy if you incinerate your home. And so I stay. And so I stay. I may seem angry, so please forgive me, but I am still not free in this society. How long must we keep fighting for our right to be living? Wrongs overdue for righting. We're a bit too forgiving. So if you hear them make claims of progress, take a good look and see who isn't fair. We need a seat now at the table, so please invite us, or don't pretend to care.
Artist John Bramlett joins the Disability Unite Festival to help kick off our nationwide banner project. We want disabled people and organizations across the country to create banners and share them on social media with the hashtags Banner Project and Disability Unite. And by next July, we hope to see banners flying on street poles across the country, celebrating our community's diversity and pride. Here's John sitting in his studio with a large blank canvas to his right, getting ready to start a painting for his banner.
And welcome to my studio here in Denton, Texas. I'm so glad to have you here. I can't wait to get started on this painting. It's just I'm excited. Putting the first brush strokes down is just the best part. And I'm equally excited about disability awareness. I think it's so important. And one step in that, I think, can be sharing about yourself, about your own disability. So, for me, I was born with epilepsy, and it developed into severe epilepsy as I grew up. And then while I was in college, I ended up losing my eyesight. And I'll be completely honest, whenever I went blind, I thought everything was over. I couldn't imagine a future. And they couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is the adaptations, the technology, the accommodations, everything that's out there is just incredible. Not to mention people that are out there as well that can be so helpful. You can really do whatever you want. And I believe that to the bottom of my heart. But at the first, I was so angry and I was so depressed. And one reason was because I had art all my life. I think I could draw before I could walk. I just had one of those brains that it just made sense. And I didn't paint then, though, but I always drew. And if it was a bad day, art was a great way to help me with that bad day. If it was a good day, art was a great way to celebrate the good day. So bad day or good, it was always a good day for art. But then whenever I lost my eyesight, it didn't even occur to me that there would be a way to do that again. But then I started learning different ways to use my senses. So like, for instance, orientation and mobility training. So that's white cane training. So if you've ever seen anybody with a visual impairment using a white cane, that's what I was learning when I was in college. And I was learning how to travel from my apartment and to get to the campus. And it took me about a year to learn how to use the white cane to be able to do that independently on my own. But after I did that, I thought, well, good grief. I'm basically using my sense of touch, using the cane, to feel my way across the city to get to the campus. If I could do that, surely I could feel my way around something much smaller, like a canvas, if I just use the same techniques. So I started working on inventing different techniques where I could actually draw and paint by using my sense of touch, by using my hands to do the work that my eyes used to do. And I want to share all that with you. And I'm so excited to get to working on this painting, though. So I'm gonna have to start the painting, but I want to answer any kind of questions and that you might have about that. And but it's going to be a long process. I just can't wait to get started.
So, John, do you have an idea or a theme in mind for your banner painting?
Oh my goodness, do I have an idea for the painting? I certainly do. And so what I want to show, this is ADA, 30 years. It's incredible. And I want this painting to be a celebration of all that's been attained, all the goals that have been met. And lots of joy, lots of happiness in this painting, a very positive sort of painting. For me, color is emotion, so the colors used in this painting are going to have to be bright and happy and joyful. So that's going to be the palette for the painting. Lots of bright reds and oranges and yellows and pinks and things like that. But very, very happy paintings. Now the composition, I want to be able to show like reaching your goals, working to reach your goals and celebration and success. So the way that I think I'm going to do that is by having a series of mountaintops, like summiting a mountain. And towards the bottom of the painting, I want to have a gentleman who's in a wheelchair and his arms are up and he's celebrating. He's so excited. And, the attainment, yes. And then have more mountaintops. And then towards the very back, maybe the last peak, have a person who's using a guide dog. And I want to do that because of my guide dog, Eagle. A little tip of the hat to all the guide dogs and service dogs out there that work so hard for us. So I want to have a person using a guide dog on the last peak that's just sort of a silhouette that you can see back there. And, and the idea is a very happy, joyful, optimistic sort of painting. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on.
So tell us, John, how are you able to paint if you can't see with your eyes?
And the way that I'm able to paint without vision, it really comes down to a couple of things. And one of them is the modern orientation and mobility training that we have. So that's the sort of techniques that you use with a white cane or a guide dog, to be able to orient yourself, to know where you are and be able to navigate an area. So I use those techniques whenever I'm getting across a canvas. But here's the deal. If you're a sighted painter, you're going to use your eyesight for really only a couple of things. One, to know where you are on the canvas. You make a mark and you can see it. The other is to know where you've been on the canvas, all the other marks that you've made. Well, if you're a visually impaired person and you're trying to orient yourself to something, you're going to do so by using your sense of touch. So what I do is I use paints that I can touch and feel, and they each feel a little bit different. So I can make a mark on a canvas, and instead of using my eyes to know where I am, I do what I always do when I'm in a room. I use my sense of touch, and I can feel the line. I can feel where it is, and I can feel the other lines that I've made around it. And does it take practice? Oh, yes. But you know what? It takes practice when you're sighted too. No, it takes a little practice to learn how to draw and paint, no matter what your vision is. But the wonderful thing about it, though, is that it's completely possible. And one of the reasons for that is really the second reason of all this. It's the way that our brain envision things. Whenever I first lost my eyesight, I didn't know anything about blindness. I guess I just never thought about it. But it's not your eyes that really make the image that you're seeing in your mind. Your eyes are just a sensory organ. They just send back chemicals and electrical responses, but it's your brain that takes that and makes the image. So it's your brain that makes the image, not your eyes. And that's important. And you can see that, though, every night when you go to sleep, when you're dreaming, because in a dream, everything can seem extremely real, can't it? I mean, it can seem like you're really there. And that's because the same part of your brain that makes images while you're awake is the part that makes images while you're asleep. To that part of your brain, it doesn't care if you're awake or asleep. Information is information. So dreams can seem just as real as when you're awake. So for me, even though my eyes don't work, that part of my brain that makes the visual information is still there. It still works. but I feed it by using my sense of touch. So I can touch things and feel things. I can remember things, and I can put all that together, and I can make images so that when I start working on my painting, I can touch and feel where I am by using my sense of touch, and I can make an image in my mind by using my brain. And it's a wonderful thing because art doesn't come from our eyes, art doesn't come from our hands. Art comes from our minds and our hearts. And I think it just makes art such a beautiful thing.
Now, we'll let John get to work on his painting, but we'll check back later in the show to see how he's doing, so stick around.
Following his groundbreaking win on NBC's Last Comic Standing in the summer of 2006, Josh Blue has risen through the ranks from promising up-and-coming young comic to well-established and sought-after headliner at venues throughout the country. Josh made his debut on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in the summer of 2018, followed by appearances at the prestigious Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal and on the William H. Macy Gala. He continues to spread laughter and break down stereotypes of those with disabilities, one sarcastic and thought-provoking joke at a time. Please welcome Josh Blue.
Hello, everybody. It's me, comedian and former Paralympian Josh Blue, and I'm here to talk to you about the disabled community and us coming together. I think it's high time that we join our forces. As you know, the world is going through a lot of social change, and I feel like we should be part of that. I am a proud member of the disabled community, and for many years I've thought that we should all be united and work toward the greater goal of getting the respect that our community deserves. Not just physically, but mentally disabled and invisible disabilities as well. The disabled community is the largest minority group on the planet, which is pretty amazing fact because disability goes across all race, gender, religion, and everything. But the other amazing fact is it's also the only minority group that you can join at any time. So, like I always tell anyone that's being rude or impolite about the disabled community, you are just one bad bike ride away from being a member. And I just have, for so many years, just thought that our community needs to join and rise together, something like the palsy revolution. Obviously, it's high time, and I think that we've just been underestimated, undervalued for long enough, and it's time for us to shine. And I think together we can do that. I think one of us has a powerful voice, but all together we can change things. And what I've found in my lifetime is that when I was traveling the world playing soccer on the Paralympic team, I've never felt more confident in who I was as a human being, as a disabled human being, than when I got to just hang out with my fellow soccer players that were disabled, because we had all been through some of the same trials and the same just we had the same experiences, and it was cool to finally be around people that are comfortable in their own skin. One of my favorite things about being on the team was we just had fun with it, and we weren't afraid of our disabilities. We came up with a game where we would see who could hold open their palsy hand longer. It was great. We'd be like, ready, go. Okay, dang it. Okay, good game. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and power to the people. The palsy revolution has begun.
Hi, my name is Laura Benanti. I'm honored to introduce Evan Ruggiero. Evan is from New Jersey, and so am I. I love Jersey. Evan started tap dancing when he was only 5 years old. When he was in the second year in college, he had cancer. He had 9 surgeries in 6 months and had to make a very difficult decision. He decided to let the doctors cut off one of his legs. A year and a half after the surgery, and 2 days after he received a peg leg, a leg made of wood, he started tap dancing again. I think Evan is a very brave and impressive person. Just so wonderful that he is alive. It is great that he can still perform for so many important and famous people like Ellen DeGeneres, the Bidens, and even on the Oscars. That is incredible. He's nominated for many awards. He's a really incredible person. He's also very, very nice, and that is important. Thanks for having me, and here he is.
Please induce vomiting and following a curse. If you swallowed your pride like a pesticide and you can't tell which is worse, you're screaming, oh, with a bloody roar. You're running in circles and you're tap dancing all over the dance floor. Kiss me, those my boy lips. Twirl me around and baby, shake and roll and shake those hips. Kiss me. Twirl me around
Nikki McKinney from the Blind Boys of Alabama band. We want to tell you that singing brings us close to each other.
I remember when my mother used to sing. Oh, the joy that her voice could bring. When I'm alone and I'm afraid, and I long to see her face, singing bring her closer to me. When our brother traveled on, I said we had to carry on, even though the path was dark to see. But I know he's here tonight, 'cause I surely feel his light. Singing brings him closer to me. We gather here to bring our old friend near. Oh, it brings us closer. Yes, it brings us closer. Singing brings us closer to thee. I look back on the days, the time seemed oh so strange. Struggle, injustice, and despair. But we march right through that hum, joining voices, joining arms. Oh, singing brought us closer to free. Oh, when we lift our voices and our soul rejoice. Oh, it brings us closer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It brings us closer. Singing brings us closer to thee. Oh, it brings us closer. Yes, it brings it closer. Singing brings it closer. Oh, yes, it do. To thee. Oh, it brings us closer. Yes, it brings us closer. I know singing bring it closer to
Allow me to introduce Lachi. She's the daughter of Nigerian immigrants, blind, and an advocate for disability inclusion. She's an internationally acclaimed singer, composer, and producer. Her music has empowering messages, and she uses her talents to help people around the world. Please join me in welcoming Lachi.
Hey everybody, it's Lachi, and I'm here to sing a couple little ditties for you for Disability Unite. So the first song I'm going to sing for you guys is called Dragon, and I wrote this song with a producer named Yanetro and another one named Jaren, and they're both based out in Europe. And Dragon is going to be coming out August 9th on all your favorite digital stores, and it's like, even though you may try to box me in as the princess, I'm actually the dragon.
Hi, this is Yanetro. Congrats on 30 years of ADA, and I hope you enjoy my track with Lachi and Horen, Dragon.
Hey everyone, it's Howran here. Congratulations on 30 years of ADA. And you're about to listen to Dragon. Thank you very much. Hope you all enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lachi.
See, you've got rules I must adhere to, like I'm a princess trapped in a tower. You raise your sword when others come near me, like I'm a trophy for your valor. I was so easy to deceive, I was naive, I was the flounder, I was the scrounger, blind now see. I am a falcon, high as a mountain, I am a fire that burns cold, I am a dragon. I am a dragon. Dragon. I am the dragon. I'm so used to walking in your shadow. I almost forgot I had one of my own. You pride yourself atop your castle, and I'll be busy building castles of my own. I'm gonna take these bricks, I'm gonna take these stones, I'ma go ahead and build a castle of my own. I'm gonna take these bricks, I'm gonna take these stones, I'ma go ahead and build a castle of my own. I was so easy to deceive, I was naive, I was the prey, dark of the bay, blind now I see. I am a falcon, high as a mountain, I am a fire that burns cold, I am a dragon. I am the dragon. I am the dragon. Dragon. I am the dragon. See, you've got rules I must adhere to. Welcome to my home. See, I got rules of my own.
Thank you guys so much. That one was called Dragon. The next song we're going to do is called Easy Pass, and I'm going to invite a real musician to join me.
Whoa.
This song is on all platforms.
You're wearing platforms.
Jess, take it away.
You're lucky I like you, Jess.
This goes out to all my super secure ladies.
I know you wanted them boys, I can smell it. You'll be making moves, you acting all coy, let you tell it. But I've been all up in your Twitter feed, scrolling through your history, checking who you following now. And I've been all up in your profile, trying to get the lowdown beyond a reasonable doubt. So let me caution you before you move too fast. I might be inclined to slam the gas. Back up if you think this a one-night crash, 'cause I ain't no easy face. I ain't no easy face. Okay, alright. I ain't no easy face. Hey, ain't no easy try to tell me nothing, cause I know you like to play games for the thrilling. Yeah. You've been making moves, you acting like you don't catch feelings. Right. Yeah. But I've been all up in your Snapchat, seeing where you tag that, checking who you following now. And I've been all up in your Instagram, blinded like a city planner, beyond a reasonable doubt. So let me caution you before you move too fast. You might be looking for greener grass. Back up if you think this a freshman class, cause I ain't no easy bass. I ain't no easy bass. I ain't no lover be vague. I ain't no easy bass. Lover be vague. I ain't no easy bass. I've been all up in that Facebook, trying to get that bait hooked. Zibo today. See, I've been all up in that TikTok, trying not to get blocked. Zibo, babe, you know. See, I've been all up in your Reddit, looking for your edits. Okay, this next song is called. It was good. It's a remake of T for Two, and I did it with a producer named Gianpaolo, and it came out July 17th. So check it out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one because I really had a lot of fun putting it together.
Hey there, it's Gianpaolo all the way from Italy. As you know, we are going through hard times for several reasons. And it's therefore even more important to be able to congratulate 88 for 30 years. You're about to listen to Laci, an amazing singer, a very, very nice person. And together we revisited a famous song, a beautiful song, called T for Two. And I hope you like it.
Picture you upon my knee, with T for two and two for tea. Just me for you and you for me alone. Nobody near us to see us or hear us. No friends or relations on weekend vacations. We won't have it known, dear, that we own a telephone, dear. Day will break and you'll awake and start to bake a sugar cake for me to take for all the boys to see. We will raise a family, a boy for you and a girlie for me. Can't you see how happy we will be? Actually, hold up a second. Can I say something real quick? Yeah, I don't know about all that. Like, I can understand why this song was big back in the day, but in modern times, these lyrics could use some updating. Like this, watch, check it. Late at night, I go out when I want, and I like a man who likes to cook for fun. Are your days like ABCs to me? And that's up to me, babe. Kids or adopt or not, that's my choice. And honestly, I prefer a boy. I like the life where I decide for me. Picture you upon my knee, with T for two and two for tea. Just me for you and you for me alone. Yeah, well, nobody needing every assurance. Friends just in case I need the evidence to prove. Won't that your pride made you decide you fool me? And no one says dear anymore. Late at night I go away. No one start to like a man who likes to cook for fun. Are your days like ABCs to me? And that's up to me.
right, thank you guys so much. Support Black-owned businesses, support businesses owned by people with disabilities. Black Lives Matter, Black Disabled Lives Matter. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's see how artist John Bramlett is doing on his painting to help kick off our #banner project. John, here's a couple of questions for you. How would another blind person be able to share in the banner project? And how would they know what you painted?
You know, it's not hard at all to be able to share this banner project with those of us who have visual impairments. You know, there's a thing called verbal description or audio description, and this can be done by anybody. You just describe to me what you see in words, and that's all you have to do. And you can add that onto your social media posts as well. People with visual impairments, we really appreciate this, you know, and it helps us get cued into the messages that you send out as well. So it's just an awesome thing to do.
John, would you say painting is therapeutic for you as a person with a disability?
Painting is absolutely therapeutic. In fact, that's one of my favorite things about it. You know, it's just brilliant. Whenever I first lost my eyesight, I was completely filled with anger and depression. And so much so, I didn't even realize how angry I was. You know, I was learning Braille, I was learning orientation mobility, I was learning the screen readers and everything that you're supposed to learn when you're visually impaired. And I was still going to school, and I thought, you know, I'm doing everything right. But it wasn't helping, you know, the inside. I still had the depression. I still had the anger. And the way that I got through that was through painting. Whenever you're painting, you're living brushstroke to brushstroke, and you're not worried about anything that happened in the past. You're not worried about the stressors or anything in the future. You're right there in the moment, and that's a very healthy place to be. And plus, you're always creating something new. So there's always something new and different in your life, and it's a positive influence.
Did you study art and learn to draw before you lost your sight?
You know, I didn't start painting until after I lost my eyesight, but I've drawn ever since. You know, I think I could draw before I could walk even. Just in my brain, somehow it just seemed to make sense. And growing up, I took every art lesson I could when it came to drawing. I learned how to do portraits. I learned how to do blueprints. I could do the blueprints for a house, you know, and an exploded view of an engine and all this sorts of stuff. Caricature and cartoons, pretty much if you could draw it, I was into it. Took all these lessons, read every book I could, but I never did paint because I didn't think I would be a good painter until I lost my eyesight. And I wanted to get back into drawing, but I couldn't feel pencils or pens anymore, any of the pen strokes or any of that. So I started getting into paint because I could make lines that were sticky that I could touch and feel. And that's how I got back into learning how to draw again. But I think all of the lessons that I had before whenever I was sighted and I was growing up, being into art that much, that helped me later on in life whenever I was trying to relearn how to draw.
So, John, does that mean you have always been able to paint, or did you learn how to paint after you lost your sight?
I lost my eyesight in 2001, and I started learning how to paint again in 2002. So it was almost exactly a year later. And it took that long for me to be able to learn the orientation and mobility, you know, the orientation sort of techniques for me to be able to start drawing. And that led right into me wanting to be able to paint and be able to deal with the anger and depression that I had.
Would you say your other senses are heightened because you're visually impaired?
Well, you know, one sense that I know that was heightened is my sense of touch. And oh my goodness, when I first learned how to read Braille, I thought it was impossible. Everything felt like the letter A, which is just one little dot, one little bump. But everything I read felt like it was saying, ah, the whole time. And I thought it was impossible. I thought there was something wrong with me where I couldn't tell the difference between the different dots. But over time, though, it seemed like the space between the dots got bigger and bigger. And because I use my sense of touch to paint with, and 8 to 12 hours a day, I'm very obsessed with painting, but I'm constantly feeling the canvas, the paints, making little lines, that it's heightened my sense of touch now where I can practically touch a pair of blue jeans and count the threads. It's gotten a little ridiculous, but it certainly helps when it comes to art. I've been having the best time working on this painting. So let me give it a quick verbal description for anyone with a visual impairment and describe where I'm going to be going with it. So first of all, I use a black paint that's very sticky whenever I draw. So I draw with this black paint that I can touch and feel, and it dries really fast. So anywhere that you see the black lines, I draw with that paint. And the other colors I mix different mediums in with, so the paint actually feels different. So the blue feels different than the purple, and so on and so forth. And I can go into that more later, but right now, this is what I've done. Towards the bottom of the painting, almost in the middle, off center just a little bit, is a gentleman in a sports wheelchair. And it's the kind of wheelchair that has a more of an angled sort of wheels. It's great for going fast and being able to maneuver really well. So I have him in that. And he has his arms outstretched. He's celebrating. He's so happy. He's blocked out a little bit. He's mostly in blacks and whites, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of pink that I have in there just to be able to get his feature. So that's a technique called blocking out, where you're just putting in basic colors. Behind him is a mountain that's done mostly in blues right now, and that mountain is also blocked out. So it's drawn in blacks. Then I put in some blue where I know I want it to be a little bit lighter. Idea where there might be shadows and things like that. So I'm just trying to understand what this landscape is going to look like. Then behind that is another mountain. Let me see. Up here, and right now it's done in browns, and it's just sort of a flat little area that's going up towards the peak of the blue mountain. Behind that is another mountain that's done in purples, and on that mountain, over to the right-hand side of the painting, there's a small figure. It's probably like about 1/5 size of the gentleman in the wheelchair, but there's a guy with a guide dog, so it's just a silhouette back there. And so this is the basic painting, the basic composition, and what I have to do now is start really adding the color and letting the colors and the emotions come out. So there's going to be all kinds of color going through here. A beautiful sky, the blues in the mountains are just going to go even more, and then but we'll have to see where it goes. But that's where I am right now.
John's painting is still in a rough form, so let's leave him for a while so he can paint. We'll check back again later in the show.
Andrea Dalzell is the first registered nurse to get through nursing school in New York City in a wheelchair. She completed an undergraduate degree at the College of Staten Island, majoring in neuroscience, biology, and nursing, and is currently getting her master's in nursing education. She's an advocate and activist for the rights of people with disabilities. She was awarded SUNY's Emerging Leader of the Year Award and also received the Cindy Lou Disability Rights Advocate Award of 2015. During the recent pandemic in NYC, Andrea was called to the front lines of COVID to help save the lives of people in need. She's a personal hero of mine who never surprises me, but always impresses me. Earlier this week, Andrea and I were able to sit down for a conversation about her experience and inspirational work. Let's take a look.
Hi, Andrea. Welcome to Disability Night. Thank you very much for coming. We're so glad you are here. You are called a seated nurse. Can you tell us about yourself and maybe about your disability? Yes, I'm called the seated nurse. I'm the first person in New York City to become a nurse and also be using a wheelchair. I'm using a wheelchair because I have a disease. It started when I was 5 years old, and I stopped walking completely when I was 12 years old. Wow. You're a very talented person. I've known you for a long time. You won the Miss Wheelchair New York contest. Why did you want to be a nurse? I did not always want to be a nurse. We talked about different jobs a long time ago. I did not see any nurses with disabilities around me. People that looked like me. There are women nurses and women of color, but not nurses with disabilities. So I did not think about being a nurse. I didn't know about it. I didn't always think about that. I did want to be a doctor, and I wanted to be a lawyer too. I thought about what I really wanted to do. I wanted to help other people. And being a nurse means helping people. In medical school, you learn how to treat a sickness in someone's body. You treat the sickness and not the person. But I wanted to help take care of the person and not the sickness. So that's why I became a nurse. Do you think that being in a wheelchair helps you in your job? Do you think that it is beneficial for other people? Does it make it good for the people that you talk to? Oh, yes, it does. People see my disability and learn something new. They see things in a different way. People sometimes think that if you have a disability, your life is over. But when they see someone with a disability taking care of them, they understand that life goes on. They know they will not always be in the hospital. They know it will go on. You give them the new hope that other doctors and nurses cannot give them. It makes them understand things in a different way. Also, we're doing something new. We know how to plan ahead. Exactly. You help take care of a lot of COVID-19 patients. Can you tell us about that? You know that a lot of people in New York got COVID very hard. It was very hard. A lot of people died. A lot of people got sick. And a lot of people are just starting to get better. It is going to take a very long time. People are saying that we have to get used to this, but I don't want to get used to this. I don't want to have to stay home. I don't want to have many people that I love get sick and suffer from COVID. Luckily, we, people with disabilities, already understand the kind of life that we all have to live now. People with disabilities understand what it is like not to be included. We know how sometimes it is hard to go out of your home. We know about going to the hospital. We understand this life a little better than other people. It is easier for us to get used to living this way. We have to tell people that we understand. We have to tell other people our stories. We have to have other people. Exactly. What do you want to tell people now during COVID? A lot of people are alone. This is not how they are used to live. It is very different for them. Can you give them ideas on how to stay healthy? Can you help them? Do not go to places where there are many people. If you do go outside, wear a mask and wash your hands. Go to the doctor when you have to. People do not like to go to the hospitals or to the doctor right now, but that is not good. Keep going to the doctor to get what you need. We have to take care of ourselves and stay healthy. We have to keep going to the doctor to stay healthy. I'm a nurse and I go to the hospitals and work with patients with COVID-19. And I tell you that the hospitals are being very careful. The hospitals are careful, so if we have to go to the hospital, we will be careful from COVID. Go outside, talk to your friend, and remember that you are not alone. Yes. What would you tell someone who is younger than you and want to be a nurse or a doctor? It was probably hard for you. It was hard for nurses and doctors to understand you and accept you. Oh, it was a very hard work. That is definitely true. Medical people still do not understand that being disabled does not mean you are unable to do things. I'm sitting, but I can still help you with anything that you need. Sometimes, even we, people with disabilities, do not believe that we can do things just because of our disabilities. We think we cannot do things because we cannot walk, or we worry about how we will lift things. We ask ourselves, how can we do things? We just do things in a different way. People have different abilities. Some people cannot hear well, some people cannot see well, some people can stand and some walk with crutches. Sometimes we cannot lift things. So we think of different ways of doing things. Sometimes we ask to help, and sometimes we can do it ourselves. People look at us and think what we can do and what we can't do, but that does not mean that is who we are. We can choose how to become, how to be a doctor or a nurse. You can tell your own story. Nobody gets to decide for you. That's beautiful. What will you do in the future? Oh, I'm still studying. I'm learning how to teach other people to become nurses. And I hope to continue studying and maybe become a doctor of nursing. I want to be able to do good things for our community. It is very important to have nurses and doctors that understand us and understand disability. People with disabilities understand what it is like, and now they can help treat disabilities too. They can treat people and understand them. That is beautiful. Andrea Dazelas, thank you very much for talking to us on Disability Unite. You teach people and you give people hope. You are making a big difference in our community and making our community better. Thank you very much from the disabled community and from me. I learn a lot from you. Thank you for coming and very good luck. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye.
I could not be prouder on this 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act than to introduce Wheelchair Sports Camp. They saying that it's hard out there for a GIMP, but not today. Today is a wonderful day. We have made great progress. Sure, there's a lot more to do, but today is a day for celebration. These beacons of cripple punk, they got the flow, they're in the groove. I think it's wonderful that they're here today. I can hardly wait. And as they say in their video, try to keep your pants on. Here they are, Wheelchair Sports Camp.
Hey, happy ADA 30-year anniversary. We're here in the mountains, Colorado, Dryer Plug Studio, with some friends. So we're gonna play some music. This is called It's Hard Out Here for a Camp. 'Cause it is. It's like, no matter where I go, all eyes on me. Everyone stop what you're doing. The humans moving. Ooh, and I breathe. One in many thousands, yeah, that's who I be. Now I need the whole room to freeze. They're God blessing me, but I didn't even sneeze. On my knees, questioning excessively. Wanna know my life expectancy. Like it doesn't get to me. Well, get a hysterectomy or life worth living. I don't watch TV. Sounds like a gimmick. Little people living in a big world. Successful, married couple that have kids, girl. Let me guess, they eat dinner too. My breath ain't been nothing but an interview. That's not what I did or what I didn't do. I learned to exploit all of this when I was introduced to the game. Born in the lane, medical debt. The brain and body weren't identical yet. We made a hell of a bet, a hypothetical mess, and now I give some, and it's incredible. Yes, I'm still tangled up in the mic cable, not able to eat at high tables or live life stable up at all your right labels, but then I get catcalled and ain't complaining at all. They're like, Kaylin, you talk too much. And I'm like, shut up, you walk too much. Is sex still the same? I'm like, nah, boo, hush. Give me some confidence, now I got too much. The inspirational porn star. Oh, my cute wheelchair costs as much as your sports car. Look, we got enough problems, no need for you to call a cop who can't solve one. So 'tis the season, get a job, huh? Taking pics with Santa in the middle of the mall. Well, unless you're good at bagging groceries or pushing cars through the snow freeze. But good thing for goodwill, please. Every time I go to a show, I can't see a thing but our park front row. But I don't ask for no pity. So Kaylin, why you rapping so shitty? There's a stairway to heaven, huh? So tell me, how the hell we gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a camp. There's a stairway to heaven, huh? So tell me, how the hell we gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a camp. This next song is about a senator named Cory Gardner. He tried to take our Medicaid away, a bunch of other Republicans. So he sat inside of his office for 3 nights with the legendary ADAPT crew, had a real long slumber party, And you know, when rappers are mad at people, they just write diss tracks. So, this is it. They wanna lock me in a closet, wanna lock me in a box, wanna kick me out the office, profit off my death and watch, cancel all our tours, put us all away, never see us anymore, never have to pay, and that's okay. Bet, but we ain't gonna lay down without a stinking riot. We don't need to eat, we could use the diet. We don't need to stand, we'll sit in, try it. We don't need a man or a pocket piston. We decided it's a slumber party at the Senators. You're invited. We ain't leaving, we got things to say. Use a punk, you can't hide it. Behind your closed doors, write it down, take a picture. We don't give a coke or invest in an impression. Ain't impressed by the impression that you ever got our message or left with some discretion. Extending your recess when we just wanna live. I mean, the fact that we exist is testament to who we is, how we resist and adapt. Enter through the back, can't censor my vernacular. Resist and adapt. Enter through the back, can't censor my vernacular. I got a knack for talking smack to capitalists. All I know is rap, so add to the list. Trespassing, kissing nationalists. They stand to demonstrate. I ride with renegades. Would rather go to jail than die without Medicaid. Mr. Set a date. I know some witches. Watch your back for you get sickness and always eat your britches and wake up one day with 2 broken legs and can't make your way out of bed without some helping aid. So stay away from catastrophe. Sentiment's not tragedy, but if you need a band to play your benefit, get at us, G. There's a stairway to heaven, huh? So tell me, how the hell we gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a game. There's a stairway to heaven behind me. So tell me, how the hell am I gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a game. Make sure you vote in November. And we're 7,000 miles above sea level, so we're gonna drink some water. Yeah, you need water? I need water. Water's life. Ready? Okay.
It don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. And you're bringing out ideas from the brain, make the drainage rain above all. Hey, it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. And you're bringing out ideas from the brain, make the drainage rain above all. Oh, oh, oh.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, pick apart a poem, barely rally rap, on and on and on. I'm nearly selling seashells with Sally Sack. Como corazon, silly willy, hillbilly, really no Philly, no tallywhack. Give a dog an alley cat. Peter Piper picked a pack of freedom fighters. Get back, don't need a rider, burner, aristocrat. At the ring of fire, reach whatever we desire. On a polar pattern phone, tighter than a tiger. And the entire fleet empire, wishing she had me to guide her. Kiss and listen, be MacGyver. Ball up your fits, call up the tree supplier. You don't know me now, then girl, you better read a flyer. Hickory dickory dock, slippery history, lots of miseries, no mystery. So go didgeridoo more, less. Yes, the industry is cold and it is to me. Toe with similar similes, sold the free Mr. C. Voted to fit the mold, is swollen with abs. Rolling gold into gas, surpass pity for laughs. Subsidiary task completed in caps, perhaps. I never need a rap to put my city on the map.
Oh, it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. And you're bringing out ideas from the brain, make the drainage rain above all. Oh, 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 it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. And you're bringing out ideas from the brain, make the drainage rain above all.
Oh, I don't feed the meters. Neener. You couldn't see her by the speaker. Meter. You're either dumb or down, but I am neither, Mr. Wiener. I buying his demeanor. I am senorita. Grumpy fuzzy wuzzy was aware of the lovey-dovey there, but funny money wasn't there. We were dumping castle air, the dazzle ain't no hassle. We turned nothing into something rare. Puppy love was gone. If you're gonna be, you must beware. So we put a ring around a rosy, pocket full of mostly. Let's see where it goes. Me, I scream, you scream, we all scream. That gosh dang dragon. Daddy Way will sing it till we make it as fast as we can. The goose. When I gotta choose, I choose you. How much wood will the woodchuck chuck till all the good stuff sucks is cut loose? And elevate our hearts and featherweight quick. Accelerate before we hella late. I'll be the one to delegate as we celebrate the nursery. The velvet cakes on me is for our anniversary.
It don't matter,
It don't matter, it don't matter.
You're insane of what you say is killing us. You're bringing out ideas from the brain with the train above flow. Oh, it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane of what you say is killing us. Don't matter if there's a break with the train above.
Oh, Peter Piper picked a pack of patiently play. Oh, McDonald dance and Donna's Summers is jam. Oh, my God, Clementine was really a bear. Seems that every time he try to run, he can't understand.
Hey, it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. You're bringing out ideas from the brain with the train above flow. It don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter. You're insane if what you say is killing us. You're bringing out ideas from the brain with the train above.
Mary had a little band, little band, little band. Mary had a little band who freaked a lot of show. And everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. Everywhere that Mary went, the band was sure to go.
Hey, I'm Thomas Ellenson, and I'm really pleased to have this opportunity to introduce Ryan Niemöller, who is both a really funny guy and is also a trailblazer for me and other disabled actors and comics. I followed his lead and wrote my own material, knowing that without doing so, people might not give me that first break and hire me otherwise. But also, like Ryan, I do not consider myself to be a disabled actor or comedian. Disability is just one part of my life. It does not confine my humor. It's just one of the sources. Ryan's described in interviews how the power of laughter early on saved him. Kids can be cruel when people don't look like you, or in my case, talk like me. When bullies might make fun, using wit right away is a great tool. Ryan's known as the critical threat. The power of humor. Ryan's described in interviews how the power of laughter unites people and it brings joy to life, including my own. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the guy we know and love from America's Got Talent, the one and only critical threat. Critical threat. Ryan Niemöller. Thanks, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's me, Ryan Niemöller, the cripple threat of comedy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this event here for Disability Unite. Obviously, it would have been better to kind of get to do this in front of people. The world kind of isn't allowing that right now. So we're kind of doing this in a unique way here. That explains the hair. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. I'm rocking the same haircut I've had since February. And I'm okay with it. I've learned to enjoy it. I'm sure I'm not the only person watching right now that's looking like this. These online shows are a little bit different. Like, obviously, I'd love to be out there in front of you guys right now, enjoying the energy of the live crowd. It's kind of unfortunate to be lacking that. But the one good benefit about doing these online shows, I'm not wearing pants right now. I haven't worn pants in 4 months. I think I've forgotten how to wear pants. So it's going to be a very awkward first show back in front of people when that happens. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's been, I've made the most out of quarantine, quite frankly. I've really kind of taken advantage of it. I know a lot of people have been a little down about that, and I totally understand that. But for me, it's been fun. I've been super efficient. For me, it takes half the time to wash my hands. So I'm getting so much done. Like, you guys are still in the first part of Happy Birthday. I've already written a screenplay. I built a new shed. Things are getting done over on this side here. We are in summer now, though. That's getting a little dicey. Summer, as you can tell, I'm already very sweaty to be here. I'm literally sitting in a chair in my air-conditioned home, and I am just sweating all over the place. I'm not in good enough shape to do this job, is what I'm learning. I've been trying to get in better shape, though. I have been trying to get in better shape. Started the beginning of the year. You know, I had a really good run on America's Got Talent last year. I got third place overall. I'm officially the third most talented person in this country. They voted on it. That means it's real. But I decided after that happened, I was like, I should get into better shape. I think I probably should get into better shape. And I started at the beginning of the year with a New Year's resolution. A lot of people do that, do a New Year's resolution, try to get in better shape. But did you guys know that with New Year's resolutions, you don't have to do them? Nobody checks. Nobody follows up at all. I had an entire cake on January 2nd. It was amazing. Tasted like progress. I decided, though, I wanted to get in better shape, and I started right away. I had some gift cards from Target that I got for Christmas, and I was like, I'm going to use those gift cards to kind of propel myself into my new fitness goals. So I went down to Target using those gift cards, and I bought one of those exercise balls, those inflatable exercise balls. If you don't know what they are, they're like those balls that you can do crunches on, or you can use as a computer chair when your fatness breaks your wheelchair. So I got those, and I was super excited. I was super excited to have that exercise ball. But I found out I wasn't in good enough shape to inflate the exercise ball. I got about halfway through and I had to take a nap. So I've changed my trajectory a little bit. I have been trying to get in shape, though. That is something I've done. I made the mistake of telling my girlfriend that I was trying to get in shape, and she's in phenomenal shape. And she's one of those people that if she finds out you're wanting to get in shape, she attacks because she knows what to do. She's going to get you there. Like, I didn't even get to finish the sentence when I first brought it up to her. I was like, I think I'm going to try to... Oh, you want to lose some weight, Ryan? Sit down. Here's what you got to do. You need to get a Fitbit. You need to get a Fitbit, Ryan. That'll help you lose some weight in a hurry. And in all fairness, I have heard that Fitbits are a great way to lose some weight if you were fortunate enough to be born with wrists. Instead of counting my steps, I've been counting the amount of times I drop my Fitbit. Getting 8,000 a day, I think that's pretty good. Gonna win the office pool. So everybody, thanks again so much for supporting this cause. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone from Disability Unite for having me. I'm honored to do it. Have a wonderful summer. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hi, everybody. This is Andy Aries, actor and advocate. So happy to celebrate with you 30 years for the American with Disabilities Act, the ADA. I want to say thank you to disabilityunite.org. I want to say thank you to Corey and Elizabeth for inviting me to talk to you. It is almost November. That means it is almost time to go vote. Now, more than ever, your choices can make a difference. No matter whom you want to vote for, it is important that you vote in November. You should know where you could go vote. You should know if you can vote from home. You should check if there are other ways of voting this year because of COVID-19. We, people with disabilities, are the largest group of people. We are more than any other group in the whole world. We should be equal and have choices like everybody else. To make sure we have choices, please do not forget to go out and vote.
Time to get back to artist John Bramlett's studio. His painting for the banner project is not quite finished, but it's already getting filled with color. A young man in a racing wheelchair wears a red shirt, his arms stretched high over his head. Behind him are mountains of blue, purple, and orange. John, how can you tell the different colors on your palette when you're painting?
Welcome back to my studio, friends. You know, telling color, I thought that would be the hardest part of painting when I first started after losing my eyesight, but it actually turns out to be pretty simple. And I have a few ways of going about that. Let me see. So the simplest is I just braille my tubes. So I'm a very lazy brailer, though, so I just use as few letters as possible, but let me show you. So I think that's holding up to the camera. I don't know. It's around there somewhere. So I just braille the tubes so I can read the tubes. I know what they are. But the more fun way, and probably even the more useful way, is that I change the way that the paints feel. So I have different mediums. Now, if you look at paint, what paint is made of, it's sticky stuff that has color. Now, the sticky part of paint is the medium. It's what holds the color. So you can add different mediums to a paint to change the texture of it, the way it feels. And you can make it feel really thick. You can make it feel like putty even. You can make it runny like water, or all kinds of different. So I have this one here. It's very, very thick. It makes paint feel almost like toothpaste. So I can mix this in with white, and that white would feel like toothpaste. This one I have right here, it's really oily. So if I mix this with black paint, it would feel like black oil. So I would have a very thick paint, a very runny paint, a very oily paint. And if I have both of those on the palette, there's no way I'm going to get those confused. If it's thick and sticky, it's got to be the white paint, So it's a way to keep track of them. It's also a way to mix paint, because if I wanted to take that white that feels like toothpaste and the black that feels like oil and mix a gray right between the two, I just mix the two together until I get a texture that's right between that really thick paint and that oily paint. So it's a way to control color. It takes a little practice, but it's a way of controlling color without actually being able to see the color.
But John, what happens if you make a mistake?
Oh my goodness. What if I make a mistake? I make mistakes all the time in the studio. In fact, believe it or not, I think that might be one of my favorite aspects of art, of painting, is that you get to make mistakes all the time. And as crazy as it may sound, I think I actually learn more from my mistakes than I do from my successes. Because whenever I do something that I didn't intend in a painting, I learn from that, and I learn not how to do something, which is actually kind of great, So over time, you just get better and better at it. But I think mistakes, for mistakes, I think that's what white paint was invented for. You make a mistake, you white it out, and you just begin again. It's just an excuse to paint a little bit more.
You don't seem like a shy guy, John, but would you say you are most comfortable in front of a canvas?
Oh my goodness, I'm definitely most at home in front of an easel. I used to be painfully shy. And whenever I first lost my eyesight, I also felt very alone and isolated. But artwork was my way of reaching out and trying to connect with people. And, I used to shake if I was going to have to talk in front of a class or something, give a speech in speech class. But with the artwork, though, it's gone to over 120 countries. I've been on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, and on TV in front of millions of people. And I don't feel shy at all anymore about that. But the reason is because I'm not talking about me. If I was still talking about me, I would be extremely nervous and shy. But I'm talking about the artwork, and I'm talking about disability awareness. And so it's not about me at all. It's about this community that we have, reaching out and educating people, telling people what it means to have a disability and to, to live your life to the fullest, really. And so if I was talking about myself, I would still be pretty shy, I think, but an easel calms me down.
So how do you know when a painting is finished?
I can usually tell that a painting is done, that if I start thinking that if I add any more to it, I'm actually going to take away from the piece. But before I start painting, I have an idea in mind of exactly what I want to do. I actually work the painting out, paint stroke by paint stroke in my mind before I ever make a mark on a canvas. And part of that is because of the way that I have to paint, where I have to paint in layers, so I can let one part dry while I work on another part. Because I paint with my hands, I have to use my hands to touch and see what I'm doing. So I'm very hands-on when it comes to my art. So I come up with a way to be able to paint so that I'm working on one part, then another and another. And so whenever I have all the steps in my mind completed, then I know the painting is, about done. I would love to give you a quick verbal description about this painting, the way it looks right now, and maybe an idea of where I'm headed with it. So just to refresh, it's a 48-inch tall canvas by 24 inches wide. And the figure down on the bottom, the figure in the wheelchair that I've been working on, I've given him a red shirt with kind of orangey highlights. So the darker part of the shirt's red, and the sort of the more reflective parts are orange right now. And I've given him blue colored pants, but I might change that. I wear blue jeans a lot, so my go-to is usually blue. That's what I start with. And he's on a green meadow, so there's lots of sort of olive greens and light greens and dark greens in there, and mixed in with some yellows to just give it a nice sort of tone. Directly behind that is a field of lemon yellow, titanium white, and golden yellows, and right behind that are some bushes, which sort of the same colors of the grass that he's on. And then right behind that is a blue mountain, which right now it's blacks and different shades of blues, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to add lots of different colors here in a little bit, just subtle little colors that'll hopefully give more motion and make it pop. Behind that is an orange colored mountain, and it's oranges and reds, but that's a complementary color to the blue, so it's really going to pop when I'm done with it. Behind that is a mountain that's reaching up into the sky, and on that mountain, and that mountain is purple, so I'm doing various shades of purple, and on that mountain is still the figure that's being led by a singing night dog. So the next step in all of this is to take all the colors that I've blocked in, the basic colors, and just start refining them, making them a little bit better, adding more highlights and lowlights to them, and adding more color. So just taking what I have and pushing it a little bit further. But, I can't wait. This is my favorite part, actually. This is where it all starts coming together. So I'm going to get started on that.
Okay, we'll let John get back to work, and we'll check back in a little bit to see the finished painting. Stick around for that.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Hill, and I'm the founder of the Rolettes Wheelchair Dance Team. Our team is made up of incredible women with all different disabilities, but they do not let their disability define them. Our mission is to empower women with disabilities to live boundlessly and shift perspective through dance. You may have seen us on Now This, Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, Today Show, Good Morning America, Instagram, and The Ellen Show. For more information about us, please visit rolettesdance.com and follow us on all social media channels. We are excited to be a part of Disability Unite Virtual Festival. Please welcome the Rolettes Dance Team, Steph Aiello, Samantha Lopez, Connor Lundius, Edna Sereno, Maria Rabino, and myself, Chelsea Hill, performing We Can Together.
You trembled like you see a ghost, and I gave in. I like the things you need the most. You said, where have you been? You wasted all that sweetness to run and hide. I wonder why. I remind you of the days you poured your heart into, but you never tried. I've fallen from grace, took a blow to my face. I've loved and I've lost, I've loved and I've lost. Explosions on the day you wake up needing somebody and you've loved. It's okay to be afraid, but it will never be the same. And as the floods move in and your body starts to sink, I was the last thing on your mind. I know you better than you think, 'cause it's simple, darling. I gave you a warning. Now everything you own is falling from the sky in pieces, to watch them fall with you in slow motion. I pray that you'll find peace of mind, and I'll find you another time. I love you another time. Explosions on the day you wake up needing somebody and you're right.
Hi, my name is Mindy Shire, and I am the founder and CEO of the Runway of Dreams Foundation and Gamut Talent Management. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to introduce the next performer, Mr. Corey Hill. Corey is an accomplished performing artist, model, choreographer, personality, and celebrity fitness trainer, helping to lead the way for people with disabilities in the entertainment industry. Corey is not only an accomplished singer and dancer, but he absolutely lit up the entertainment industry. In 2011, however, he suffered a spinal cord injury due to an elevator accident that left him partially paralyzed from the waist down. And he now uses forearm crutches and a wheelchair to get around. But that certainly did not stop Corey. Corey has been in New York Fashion Week shows with Runway of Dreams. He's modeled for shoots for Tommy Hilfiger and Zappos Adaptive, and he is absolutely now trailblazing in the fashion industry as well. I know you are going to enjoy his performance as much as I do. But before I tell you what he's going to be singing, I do want to read you something that I think embodies everything that Corey is. He believes if you walk, people will look. If you talk, people will listen. If you dance, people will join in. Most importantly, if you keep going, people will follow. And that's Corey in a nutshell. So here singing Waving Through a Window from Dear Evan Hansen is Mr. Corey Hill.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear. So I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving? Okay, so we know you've been waiting the whole show for her, so we're not going to make you wait any longer. You've seen her on the hit TV show Glee. She made history as being the first actress in a wheelchair on Broadway in Spring Awakening, and she won the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her role in Oklahoma. So, without further ado, please welcome the amazing Ali Stroker.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ali Stroker, and I'm so happy to be here with you celebrating 30 years since the American with Disabilities Act, the ADA. I will sing to you one of my favorite songs, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I?
Finally, artist John Bramlett is ready to share his finished banner painting with the whole world. So John, why don't you tell us in your words what you've created and the message of your painting?
Oh my goodness, what a whirlwind. So much painting in such a short amount of time. I had the best time working on this painting though. And for me, this is an extremely meaningful painting. And it's so relevant right now, with the ADA being 30 years old. This painting is a symbol to me of optimism of celebration of how far that we've come in this country, in the 30 years. And it's about attainment, So we have a figure in the foreground who's in a wheelchair, a sport wheelchair, and he's celebrating. He's got his arms up, all these mountain peaks, and each mountain peak is a different summit. It's a different struggle that we work at and that we overcome. And then on the very top it is a person with a seeing eye dog, and they're walking along the ridge there, going towards another peak. And of course that's in there for my guide dog Eagle and Echo, my original guide dog that I still have, bless her heart. So this is a very joyful, happy, optimistic painting for me.
John, I know you are a cultural ambassador for the State Department of the U.S. government. Please tell us about your work and what it means.
Oh my goodness, I can't describe how honored I feel by that. And when the State Department reached out to me and they said that they wanted me to work as a cultural ambassador for the United States, honestly, my knee-jerk reaction was, who, me? Are you sure you have the right person? But it's basically it's them just wanting me to do what I'm already doing, teaching and talking, giving talks. But with the thumbs up from the American government, to send me overseas and to be able to talk about my artwork, and to do that. But I think me being a person with a disability, it makes it that much more meaningful to me, at least, because it means that when I'm overseas and I'm talking, it's not just about the artwork, but I'm also able to spread disability awareness, and there's places in the world that desperately need that, and I feel so honored to be able to do that.
What advice do you have for kids, or in fact for anyone, who has a disability?
What a great question, and I think one of the most important things is to not judge yourself too harshly. Give yourself time, the time that you need. A lot of times when we think about disability, we're focusing on the thing or things that we can't do. One of the things that I love the most about painting, about artwork, is that it's all focused on what you can do. What you can't do doesn't even enter it, I've never met a painter, whether they're sighted, whether they're not sighted, whether they have a disability or don't have a disability. Every painter I've ever met paints in a different way. You find the way that works for you. And I love that. And to me, that's such a symbol for life, You find what works for you, and that might not work for someone else, but you've got to give yourself the time, and you have to believe in yourself. And if you do that, I honestly think you will be shocked by what you can accomplish.
John, I've heard that you always ask your mentors and people who inspire you to tell you their secret. So please tell us, what is your secret?
Oh, my secret. Well, I'll tell you, and it's not just my secret. I have a habit whenever I meet somebody that I'd really admire, and I've been able to meet some like Hollywood celebrities. I've been able to meet some musicians that are just incredible, and some athletes that blow me away, and they're amazing. But I ask them the same question, and that is, what's your secret? Invariably, what they tell me is that you have to be okay with failing. You've got to fail. And in fact, if you're not failing, you're probably not trying enough new things in your life. You need to fail. And that is so true. Oh my goodness. You've got to give yourself license to be able to try new things and to be able to fail at those new things, because that's the only way that you'll ever get anything new in your life, that you'll be able to move forward, really. So I think most people are so afraid of getting it wrong, of making a mistake, of looking silly, that we just don't try new things, But if you're okay with it, with having a failure every once in a while, everything opens up so much more. It's incredible. So I fail all the time. Every painting that I do, I fail constantly with it, all the way until the very end. Usually, even at the end, sometimes it's a little squirrely, but even if a painting doesn't work out, I learned something from it, and I'm okay with that. I need to take the risk. So anyway, that's my little secret.
John Bramlett, thank you so much for your beautiful painting. We will be displaying it throughout the year, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks to everyone that watched me work on this painting, and take part in the banner project. It's just going to be an incredible time. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to hear about what everyone's come up with. But until then, goodbye for now, guys.
So the last song I have for you today is a sing-along. So you can do it at home with me. I wrote it as a duet, and this is about disability in a different way. This is about even if you feel constricted by society or your own body or the views of others, that your spirit is always free. So I call this song Bird Song. And what's going to happen is I'm going to set up the loop and we will come in together and we're going to sing this line twice. We're going to sing, Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. So the words are, Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. And we're going to do that twice. And then you are going to keep singing that line all the way through the song until we end together. And I'll do a bunch of other stuff. So let's practice it once at home. So, Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. You ready? So this is called Bird Song. Thank you for spending Disability Unite with me, and stick around for all the other great artists, and have a wonderful rest of Disability Pride Month. Why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly running round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly round and round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly running round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly running round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful 30th anniversary of the ADA and enjoy the rest of your night. I'm Galen Lee. Thanks for having me.
We are here to celebrate people with disabilities, show that we're loud, we're proud, and that we are part of community.
Disability Pride NYC is very happy to be part of this ADA 30th anniversary celebration. Naturally, we were very sad to have had to cancel the 2020 6th annual Disability Pride NYC parade because of COVID-19. But safety is always our number one concern. We're glad to have this opportunity to celebrate this milestone with you.
Disability Pride Parade is really awesome. It's very large. I'm from California, and we don't have anything on this scale back home to celebrate disabilities. And I just think it's really great to see everybody, disability or not, along with our allies and people who fight for our rights, out together celebrating.
Love it. I come every year. I've been here since the beginning, since the first one, and it's very exciting.
I mean, rarely do you see such a diverse group of people performing such diverse music, you know?
The Disability Pride NYC Parade is the biggest and brightest annual event in New York City history. It raises awareness, increases visibility, and promotes inclusion for the disability community.
Nadina Laspina is an icon activist. I'm not an activist, I'm a jazz musician. So I just did this through pure willpower and love. So what you see is what love can do. And love is a powerful force.
Year after year, this parade attracts thousands of passionate people from dozens of different organizations and hundreds of different backgrounds. The sharing of stories, unified marching, promotion of activism, and pure celebration make this parade a truly unique and empowering experience for all. We at DPNYC want to assure you that the parade will be back in 2021 bigger and better than ever. Thank you for your continued support.
Hello, everyone. My name is Justine Cooper. I'm from the Disability Pride Parade in Chicago. I am very glad to be part of this wonderful festival. I want to thank Disability Unite for letting me talk to you today. Most years, during Disability Pride Month, we have parades and events all over the United States to show how proud we are. This year, because of COVID, we have to do things differently. I made a video with the people I work with in Chicago. In the video, we talked about how important the Disability Pride Parade is for us. We also talked about the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. When we were making the video and talking about it, we had a meeting with people from Disability Unite. We talked about the parade, and we talked about this festival, and we talked about working together and how much we can help each other if we work together. If we work together, we can help a lot of people all over the country, not just Chicago and New York. We are not just people with disabilities. We are people with disabilities who are proud of who we are. We are also proud to help each other, especially now when we have a pandemic, when so many people are sick with corona. We have always helped each other. We made sure we can all live our lives and be part of our communities. We have to keep loving each other. We have to keep fighting for each other. If all the people who plan disability parades and festivals work together, we can do more. We can let everybody know we can continue to work for a very, very long time. Now, I want to thank you for listening to me. I want to thank Matt and Elizabeth Axel for inviting us to join you. All of my committee, Thank you, Disability Unite. We hope we all work together very soon and for a very long time. Now I want to thank you all. I hope this is a very, very good festival. I hope we all have a good time and celebrate Disability Pride. Thank you. Miranda Hoffner and I are so happy to welcome you to this part of the show. We're going to see many different artists doing many different things. The American with Disabilities Act, the ADA, is very important for the work we do. The ADA says disabled people might want to make art. It says we must have access to everything we need to do art. That is why there are so many different artists and art groups here today. But the ADA is not enough. Disability art helps us think about accessibility and imagine how accessibility really works. This is our future, and our future begins now.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. And still I smile and talk.
Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties.
How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge.
Oh, turn thy edged sword another way. Strike those that hurt, and hurt not those that help.
To be so pestered with the popinjay,
That in the course of justice none of us should see salvation.
How now, Sir John, quoth I? What man, be of good cheer.
Tell you the Dauphin I am coming on, to venge me as I may, and put forth my rightful hand to a well-hallowed cause.
Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. Such safety finds the trembling lamb environed with wolves.
She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger.
ching ching.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with painted hair, in thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Hence, get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or, rather, do I not, in plainest truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry, must you? For you must understand. He goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile and eke most lovely Jew, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire, I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man? Why you must not speak that yet? That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter! Your cue is past. It's never tire.
Oh, as truest horse, that yet would never tire.
Oh, he has an ass's head.
Yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays.
Oh, thou art wise as thou art beautiful.
Oh, not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still does tend upon my state. And I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, mustard seed.
Ready! And I. And I. Where shall we go?
Lead him to my bower.
Helen, I love thee. By my life I do.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come!
Lysander, where to attempt all this?
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing let loose.
Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? That way goes the game. Now I perceive that she have made compare between our statures. She have urged her height. And with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she have prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem? Because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can't reach into thine eyes.
As I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere all, else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
I'm happy to introduce the FMDG Music School. FMDG is a music school for students who are blind or have low vision. FMDG will bring us many exciting music pieces here at the festival. First, we will hear an introduction from the Executive Director of the school, Dr. Leslie Jones. Then, we will watch the students playing music and singing. Yolanda Macachina will sing and play the piano. Matthew Herrera will perform If Only the World Knew. Liliana Mejia will perform the song I Could Have Danced All Night from the musical My Fair Lady. The school music group will sing Those Who Wish to Sing Always Find a Song. Miligros Penia will play the monkey dance, and Matthew Vargas will play a back piece on the piano. Madeleine Mao will play music by Ludwig van Beethoven, and Daniel Guillen will play a piece by Schumann. Guava Tones will sing Courage, and at the end, Lynette Tatum and Maria Rios will perform No Satisfaction Without Love. You can find FMDG online at fmdgmusicschool.org.
This next piece comes to us from Action Play. It features members of the Action Play Chorus, Patrick Gelbhart, Josh Miller, and Nicholas Tagney. Action Play is dedicated to providing opportunities in arts and culture for children, teens, and adults with autism and related conditions. Enjoy.
My name is John Miller. This video is for Black Lives Matter. My life matters. I am going to play a song for the time in 2020. I will play what's going on. Thank you.
Just like a light of let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I'm pleased to introduce the Philemon M. D'Agostino Greenberg Music School. FMDG is a community music school for students who are blind or have low vision. FMDG will be bringing a thrilling, diverse musical set to this virtual stage. Following on from the executive director, Dr. Leslie Jones, we will experience Yolanta Mamakatsina, vocals and piano, who will perform a Russian folk song, The Little Birch Tree. Matthew Herrera, piano, will perform Ripples by Paul Scheftel. Matthew Herrera, soprano, If Only the World Knew from Powerful Day by Scott Evan Davis. Ileana Mejia, soprano, will perform I Could Have Danced All Night from My Fair Lady by Rodgers and Hammerstein. The comprehensive music program for young people youth chorus will sing Those Who Wish to Sing Always Find a Song by Elizabeth Alexander. Milagros Peña will perform the Monkey Dance. Matthew Vargas, the Prelude in F major by J.S. Bach. Madeleine Mao, the first movement of Sonata Opus 31, No. 2, The Tempest, by Ludwig van Beethoven. Daniel Gillen, Arabesque, Opus 18 by Robert Schumann. Guava Tones, Courage, by Sandra Howard. Lynette Tatum and Maria Rios will perform No Satisfaction Without Love by Lynette Tatum. You can find FMDG online at https://fmdgmusicschool.org.
On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and board of the Philemon M. D'Agostino Greenberg Music School, I invite you to join us for the performance highlights of our virtual spring semester. Thanks and enjoy.
its shining glory.
I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I'd never done before. Journey for one person to bear, and we all need someone who will always be there. It's a precious feeling just to have you by my side. When I'm down, you can always bring me up, bring me up.
Now we will see Full Radius Dance. Full Radius Dance is a dance group from Atlanta. All the dancers are professionals. Some have physical disabilities and some do not. The group believes that including different people in art, and especially in dance, makes people stronger. It makes people love each other, and it makes them creative. The group does a lot of shows. They perform in Atlanta, in other states, and even in other countries. The dance we will see is called Reemerge. The dance is part of a group of dances called Return. Andrew Shaw wrote the music for the dance. The dance is about choosing to stay at home because of COVID-19. It is also about what will happen when we can go back outside. The dancer made the dance, and Douglas Scott was leading them. You can learn more about Full Radius Dance on the internet at www.fullradiusdance.org. You can also find them on Twitter and Instagram.
We know that gender equality is not a female issue. It's a social and economic imperative. We also know that equality is not only the right thing to do, but it's also good for the bottom line. Similarly, including people with disabilities in employment is about more than just equality. It's good business sense and beneficial for a company's success. Equality is coming, but we can't just wait more than 100 years to realize gender parity in the C-suite and more than 257 years to close the gender pay gap. Nor can we wait for equality, access, and inclusion for all. As we push forward our message, so will we push forward the message of equity for people with disabilities, communities of color, and LGBTQ communities. A company alone has power. Collectively, we have impact. The Female Quotient helps organizations become a catalyst for change and achieve ROE, return on equality. We are advancing equality in the workplace and in media through solutions for change, measurements for accountability, and helping companies become a quality fit. We provide business leaders with research, tools, experiences to promote equality, and publish the Modern Guide to Equality, a playbook for activating change. We track progress in 4 key areas: parity, policy, pipeline, and pathway. Doing good is doing well. We look forward to collaborating with Disability Unite and the disability community in solidarity.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Disability Unite Festival. My name is Gahil Rhodes Benjamin, and I'm so happy to be here with you this evening. This is a moment that everybody was waiting for. It is a moment that we can call "It Just Had to Be Said." The artists in the next part of the festival, including me, just say what we think. We just say what is wrong now in 2020, what we need to change in 2020, how people just want to be with people they think are just like them and do not want to be with other people. We talk about being afraid, being angry, trying to say no, trying to know who we are. The next artists tell you exactly what they think about all these things. Zazelle O'Gara is the founder and artistic director of ZCO Dance Project. She's a very strong and important woman. She's a powerful artist. Nothing can slow her down. Nothing can stop her. She has so much energy. Her dancers jump so high in the air. When they move, it looks so easy. It looks like they can never stop. They just keep on moving even when it looks impossible. The name of the new dance is We the People. The person who created the dance is Wendy Powell. Now you will see them. So make sure you have a lot of room to move. Put your hands in the air. Get ready. ZCO Dance Project is starting right now.
Glorious history. In the mirror you see King Bang Queen.
Hannibal, Cleopatra had the world in rapture. Many millions captured.
King Bang Queen. You're living remnants. Their strong wishing lays royal descendants. King Bang Queen. Hold your head up high. Reach for the sky. Spread your wings and fly. King Bang Queen.
Brothers, don't you know?
You ain't no nigga.
self-respect? Is it there to suffer from neglect? Whatever happened to our dignity? Sense of pride and unity, with love and loyalty. Sons and daughters are royalty, must reclaim by any means your place as kings and queens. Glorious history. In the mirror you see King and Queen. Hannibal, Cleopatra had the world in rapture. Many millions captured. King and Queen. You're living remnants. Their strong wizard lays royal descendants of King and Queen. Hold your head up high. Reach for the sky. Spread your wings and fly. Kings and queens. Brothers, don't you know? You ain't no niggas at all. Sisters, don't you know? Ain't no bees at home. Start walking like kings and queens. Start talking like kings and queens. Start acting like kings and queens. Don't you know? Kings and queens. Treat each other like fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers. Don't you know you're kings and queens? Gangsters, bangers, players and thugs, baby daddy, baby mama, shorty dealing in drugs. Down in your soul, you got the power and means to once again be kings and queens. Come on, Martin and Coretta made the world much better, hand in hand together. Kings and queens. Malcolm and Sister Betty taught us to get ready by any means necessary. I see a groupie, yeah, shining bright in the movies, showed us how to be. Well, kings and queens. Hold your head up high, reach for the sky. Spread your wings and fly. Spread your wings and fly. Time for you to know. Time for you to know. You ain't no beggars and thugs. Yeah. Time for you to know. Time for you to know. You ain't no bees at home. Yeah. Start walking like kings and queens. Start talking like kings and queens. Start acting like kings and queens. Don't you know you're kings and queens? Treat each other like fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers. Don't you know? Whatever happened to our self-respect? Is it there to suffer from neglect? Whatever happened to our dignity? Sense of pride and unity, with love and loyalty. Sons and daughters